In mid-February, the stock market was at an all-time new high. Between then and today, it has provided us with what I consider to be the ultimate teachable moment. See, on February 19th, from its all-time high, the market dropped into bear market territory in 16 calendar days. There is no precedent for this in the history of the economy or the markets at all. But it didn't stop there. It kept going. In fact, it went down a total of 34% in 23 days. Again, there's no precedent for this in history. Now, of the tens of thousands of chief economists and market strategists out there, the number who were able to predict this 34% drop, and followed by the best 50 days ever in the market's history, the number of economists and market strategists able to predict that was 0. Are you getting this? Is this starting to resonate a little bit within you? Here's the teachable moment. Everything that you would want to know of the why, how come, when is this or that going to end or start, is unknowable. The future is always unknown. Yet once in a while, we find ourselves into a situation where everything is unknowable. And you know what? That is perfectly okay. I want you to see this as one of the most liberating feelings ever, because the good news is you don't have to know any of this stuff. See, we're still in a cloud of unknown right now. And it's probable that we'll be in this cloud for quite some time. Sure, there's been some clarity, yet we're still unsure about a lot of stuff at the moment, are we not? When will the pandemic go away? When's the vaccine going to come out? When is the economy going to ramp up again? When will the businesses that are closed reopen? No one knows the answers to these questions. And the great news is you don't have to know the answers to these questions when it comes to your financial goals. Oh, and another thing. Once we feel like we've gotten some kind of grip around this pandemic, right around the corner will be what will most likely prove to be the most bitter, hyper-partisan presidential election in memory. So we've got that unknown to deal with, right? So what do we do with all of this unknown? I would submit that you have one of two choices. The first is to predict the future. And I think that we've determined that that is not possible. Which brings us to option number 2, and that is to fall back on your plan. See, if you acknowledge that the future is not predictable, then your only other option is to fall back on your plan. Fall back to the reason that you have your retirement assets allocated in a manner that's in alignment with you and your time frame and your risk tolerance and your investment objective. Not because they're matched with whatever current events are going on. They're matched with you and your life. Isn't that comforting to know? You don't need to know when the crisis began, when's it going to end, what's next. You don't need to know any of that stuff. On February 1st, was your retirement plan working? Were your portfolio assets working to your satisfaction? If so, you're all set. This is a temporary interruption, a huge temporary interruption, but only that. Mammoth crises come and go. Remember 2008 and 2009. That was a crisis. This one is too. This one is a global health crisis 2008, 2009 was a financial crisis. Another one, 9/11. We woke up one morning, next thing you know, here's our Pearl Harbor. World War III has begun. All of these events were unknowable. You are never going to succeed in the long run by reacting to unknowables. Stay in your seat. One day, all of this is going to look as clear to you as 9/11 did, as 2008, 2009 did, and while we're at it, October 1987, when the market dropped in one single day, the most it ever has in history. We thought we were entering in the new Great Depression. Here's 10 years of depression ahead of us, we were thinking. All successful investors I've ever known act continuously with their plan. All failed investors I've ever known react to current events and market movements, both terrible and ecstatic. All successful investing is goal-driven and planning-focused. All unsuccessful investing is market-driven. It's the headlines that will do you in. I'm pretty sure that on February 1st, you wanted to be goal-driven and planning-focused. If that was the case then, that's the case today. If your goals haven't changed and your portfolio was in alignment with those goals, it still is. Believe me, it still is. All of these things feel incomprehensible as they're happening. Yet after they pass, you get to step aside and say to yourself, gosh, I am glad that I stayed strapped in. All you had to do is have the focus of your goals and your entire life ahead of you. And the sooner that that resonates, the less stressed you'll be and the happier you will be too. I hope that this has been helpful. If so, please share it with a friend. And don't forget to subscribe to get the next video coming up. If you have any comments about this, please feel free to send me an email on my website. It's right there. Until next time, we will see you soon. Bye.